Street, Wilson Street in Manchester. This is an exciting day for the city of Manchester. It's exciting for several people on different accounts. Most of the people, actually all of the people behind us, have their heart and have put their heart and soul into this horrible epidemic that we're dealing with in the city of Manchester. Mr. Dick Amignos, we'd like you to come up and have a few words.
Thank you, Chase. It's a family affair. For those of you that don't know him, this is my son Alexander. Hello, everyone. Hello. Behind me to my right are Andy and Melissa Cruz, naturally the mayor, the chief, and Brian Longo. So we're here to announce today that we're joining in with the fight against the epidemic facing our city. The private sector has come to the conclusion that government and nonprofits alone cannot face the enemy that we're fighting in the epidemic. I'd like to give Brian Longo and his family a round of applause for making this happen.
I guess it would be most proper to ask Brian to come on up.
Appreciate it, Dick. It's a very special moment. We, as a family, could not be happier. I want to acknowledge Ben Nardi. Ben Nardi spearheaded this whole thing. Without Ben, we wouldn't be here. The Greek Bill Belichick, he's unbelievable. He walked through here and he's scoping it out, and he reached out to Ben, and bing, bang, boom, and Andy came in, and all of a sudden, it was done. Amignos, go figure. He's something else. He's 5 plays ahead all the time, and I give him a lot of credit, and I'm really, really proud and happy to work with him. It was seamless, really.
Hope will be the first tenant in the building, and this will hopefully become the very first, one of many, I hope, of recovery centers that will provide the support services that once we have the ability to get the people away from the drugs or the addictions that they're facing, to help them become, again, productive members.
We hear from Melissa Cruz quite often because of Hope for New Hampshire Recovery, and oftentimes when you see her over in a corner, maybe sitting behind her somewhere, you'll see probably her biggest supporter, and that is Andy Cruz. So Andy, please come on.
Dick touched on most of what we are focused on doing, and I did reach out to him well over a year ago and said, Dick, we need some help, and we've got to find a location, and it has to make sense so that Hope for New Hampshire Recovery can actually have a place where people can come and gather that is a community-based center. They have done a great job since they've opened, and I'm sure Melissa will touch on the amount of visits they have. But having my wife that is involved with Hope for New Hampshire, yeah, this is a table conversation every single night. But it's not just because I hear about it every night from her. I employ over 650 people through AutoFair. We love to get back to the community, but when this epidemic, it starts hitting home, which it has for us for the last couple of years, of losing people that work within your own organization and the impact that has for your employees and the families of your employees, it really starts to realize that you can't stand idly by if you really care about the community in which you're partnering together, and we're going to make sure that Hope for New Hampshire Recovery is successful, and we do our part to try to help in this epidemic that we're going on, and also help the people that actually have the disease to be productive within their lives. Get business owners to get engaged, and get the private sector, because you are going to need the businesses in the private sector to believe in the people that come forth to get the help and services, to put them back to work and employ them. And that's what we're about, and that's what we want to do.
Hear from Melissa Cruz. I know Melissa is extremely excited about this building and about this endeavor.
This has been such a long time coming. I think I just have to start by thanking a lot of people. I need to thank Dick and Andy for sure. Dick's vision of this building is amazing, and he had to, we love all the space, but he had to help me really understand how it will work, and then for the two of these guys to put up with me for almost 2 years now begging for a building. They're amazing. So I think I have to thank them and thank our board. We put together an amazing board, and the confidence that they have to have for us to take on a big space like this. We're coming from about 900.
But we also would like Mayor Gatsis to come on up, and he's got a few words.
But let me thank Dick and Andy for stepping up. We've been talking about this heroin epidemic for a long time. We have a lot of nonprofits in the city of Manchester that if we could get them in one place, it would save them money on overhead, and it would make services a lot easier for all the folks that are out there that are looking for it. It would allow people to come to one place and get those services, which is most important. And as I've said from the very beginning with drug court, if we could find a place for people to be housed, once they come out of recovery and get into drug court, it is certainly much better that they're in a place where housing is available and they can go out and get a job every day and come back. But I can tell you that the speed that we will see this move, I know that a lot of people are saying it should have been yesterday. But again, it's going to be something that will be created. I know the closing is within 30 days, and I'm sure Dick will get the construction.
Maybe for some people that don't quite know what Hope for New Hampshire Recovery does on a daily basis, maybe one of you could, Holly, why don't you pull it up? Holly's from Hope for New Hampshire Recovery. Maybe you can just explain to the folks, when someone walks through the door, and soon through these doors here, what will be provided?
So you get greeted by what New Hampshire calls recovery support worker, right? So recovery coach, somebody that is a peer, whether they are a family member who's dealt with the issue or a person in recovery themselves, which I am, right? So I would greet you, I would say, how can I help you with your recovery today? It's like the sign says. How can we help you with your recovery today? What are your needs? Do you need residential services? Do you need, recovery housing? Do you need food stamps? Do you need to, what are your needs? What are the barriers for you to